Welcome to story time. It's Graham Ninny. Always happy to see Graham Littles here for stories. That's my favorite thing to do, is read with you, like my mom read with me. Today's story is called Beauty and the Beast. You've probably seen a rendition of this, but here we go with the classic tale. There was once a rich merchant who had 3 daughters. The youngest daughter had a kind heart, unlike her jealous sisters. She was called Beauty. Everything changed one winter when the merchant lost all his money and was forced to move into a little cottage. The 2 elder daughters wept in anger, fearing no one would marry them now. They would stay in bed all day while Beauty rose at 4 each morning and cleaned the cottage and cooked their meals. One day the merchant received good news. One of his ships had been found, which meant he would have money again. He immediately set off for town. "Bring me back a velvet cape," demanded the eldest sister. "Oh, and I'll have a silk gown," added the second sister. "Well, what about you, Beauty?" asked her father kindly. "Please bring me a rose, Father," said Beauty politely. Beauty worried terribly about her father and longed for his safe return, but she knew her sisters would tease her mercilessly if she said this. Sadly, the merchant had been given the wrong information. It was not his ship that had been found after all. With a heavy heart, he rode back, failing to notice the snow falling so thickly. Soon he was lost. He wandered for hours, and when night fell, he began to despair. At last he spotted a golden light coming from a great castle. Oh, I'm sure he was happy to see some civilization. Pushing on the open door, he found himself in dining hall, where a fire blazed and a table was laid for one person. But there was no one to greet him. At last he said to himself, "I can wait no longer. Surely the kind master will pardon me if I eat alone." After a good night's sleep, the merchant set off. Wending his way through a scented rose garden, he was reminded of Beauty's request. As he broke off a single red rose, there was a thunderous roar and a hideous creature appeared before him. "So this is how you repay my kindness," snarled the creature. "I saved your life, but you choose to steal the thing I love most. You deserve to die." "Forgive me, Lord," begged the merchant. "I only wanted to pluck a rose for my youngest daughter." "Call me beast," snapped the creature. "I will spare your life if one of your daughters comes to stay with me of her own free will. But if none of them agrees, you must return within 3 months. With a sad heart, the merchant agreed. Oh, what a scary interaction that was. On hearing her father's story, Beauty persuaded him to take her to the Beast's castle. When she arrived, she could hardly dare look at the creature. But Beauty very soon came to realize that inside he had a good heart. One evening, as he joined her for supper, the Beast asked her, "Do you find me ugly?" And for the first time, Beauty looked at his face. "Well, yes, but you are very kind," she replied honestly. The Beast seemed pleased by her answer and suddenly asked if she would be his wife. "No, Beast," she replied simply. And the Beast let out a painful cry. As the time passed, Beauty came to enjoy her life at the castle. She had everything she needed. As a sign of his love for her, the Beast gave Beauty a magic mirror to show her what was happening at home. One day, as she looked into the mirror, she saw her father was ill. "I must go to my father," she told the Beast. If you let me leave, I promise I will return." Heartened by these words, the beast agreed. "Take your mirror with you," he said, "and remember, if you do not return in 1 week, I shall die of grief." Wow, I think he enjoyed Beauty's company and was falling for her. Beauty's father was overjoyed to see her, and he soon became well again. The foolish sisters had both married, but were unhappy. So they tricked Beauty into staying longer than the week. One day, when Beauty was looking in her magic mirror, she saw the beast was ill. She knew she had to return. Arriving back at the castle, she found him close to death. "You broke your promise," the beast whispered, "and now I must die." "No, no," cried Beauty in anguish, and at that moment she knew she loved him. "I want to be your wife," she pleaded, and as her tears fell upon the beast's face, a bright light dazzled her. Suddenly, standing before her was the most handsome man she had ever set her eyes on. "Where is the beast?" she cried. "I was your beast," smiled the young man. "By choosing to stay with me and promising to be my wife, you have broken the spell." Beauty and her prince were soon married, and they lived happily ever after in their castle. Oh, we really are more of what's inside, aren't we? I'm so glad Beauty, who was beautiful all the way through, could see that in the beast. Stay hopeful, stay true, and be wonderful, special little you.